Hey everybody, Brett and Cindy.
10 living, front porch sitting.
Is this garden sitting? Garden talk?
Kind of a lot.
Porch talk?
Combination of all of the above.
We'll call it that anyway. Yep.
We just decided to do it on the front porch tonight instead of in the house or in the garden. Of course, then we have all the lovely little critters and animals are talking.
It's
Feeding time, I think, down the road at the doghouse.
yeah, the hounds are hollering.
The hounds are hollering. What kind of bugs these are that are cricketing behind us? And that makes it wonderful. You know, you wouldn't know we lived in the middle of the big metropolis, don't you? Yeah. Our little community is Smallville.
They're fixing to make it look bigger.
Yep. We're getting sidewalks.
No, not that. I'm talking about the little 3 lanes they're building for
Oh.
all the turnoffs.
Yes, the 3 lanes.
We've had 2-lane roads.
Ever.
The trucks that drove down for ever since we was kids, they've been factories in and out of here.
Yep.
Trucks has made it fine. But they've decided that road trucks can't drive through this county anymore without 3-lane road. They'd like to have 4-lane, but that's way too much work. Our roads are not that straight and not that easy to work.
No.
We're going to have a 2-lane highway with
A turning lane.
occasional slower lane for the hills, because the hills are steep, and an occasional turning lane for the turnoffs. Because the road trucks just can't make it in here no more. Apparently they got fatter.
That's bad.
They don't fit in the lines no more.
Well, it always seems to happen when school starts. This, I guess you could say, for me, is my last official day, because we have a staff meeting tomorrow, and Thursday, school cranks back up. And,
That's when road construction starts and paving starts and
everything.
or something every year.
Well, now we're putting in sidewalks in our little community now. It's going to have flower beds and sidewalks, making it real pretty.
You know, I nicknamed the county seat because they put all the sidewalks up our sidewalk city. Because you can't hardly turn anything bigger than a car up there for all the garden boxes and flower boxes and sidewalks and big gigantic curbs.
But now I like this one because down here where they're adding the sidewalks right now, we have a convenience store right across the road from a church, and they both had open parking lots. And now they're putting sidewalks and entrances, 2 entrances.
They're cutting down
So
the
they're going to try to cut down on people just being able to pull out any which way they want to. We've had several accidents in that. People pulling out from the parking lots or pulling off from the side roads onto the highway when somebody comes out of the parking lot. And so I actually like these sidewalks they're putting in.
I don't like how small they're cutting the entrances into other roads. Their sidewalks and garden boxes are sticking way out too far, especially when you drive something big like a bus.
Yeah, I didn't think that one, but right beside the post office don't look like it's going to narrow down too much.
You hadn't looked very closely.
Oh, it is?
It's bad.
Well,
But that's a good thing about a vehicle with big tires. I will ride over it if I have to.
yeah. Yeah. That's why there's a lot of black marks on some of them. But I mean, it's a lot like the major cities. They have just enough room for something to turn. Barely enough room for trucks to turn.
We're used to it though. We're
Yeah.
used to that big wide turn-in because that's where all the road trucks used to go to the factories. It's going away now. We understand that they're all closing and they're hauling stuff off now. Already starting to haul the machinery off.
That's sad. Our little community here is,
Get a big huge road to nothing.
yeah. When the factory closed, it closes down. It's not going to have a whole lot left here to form. Everybody has to work out of town.
They just 800 and something people in this town.
I know
It's
it's
less
not
than
more than
900.
1,000.
No, it's less than 900.
Less than 900 now.
I don't remember the numbers. It's 800 and something people the last time it was done.
We used to joke when the factory was all up and running and full steam and was running good. We used to joke that the city limits doubled, population doubled
It did.
during the time that they were working because they employed about as many people that lived here.
They employed,
So people drive in from everywhere to work here.
at one point they employed more people than what was listed on the amount of people in the city limits of this little town.
Yep.
There was actually more employees, but that was They're automotive factories. They used to run 7 days a week. That was the only thing keeping this place going.
It just shows us how times are changing.
Yep.
You know, when we was growing up, a lot of different places. There's buildings uptown that were full of stuff when we were growing up. I didn't grow up on this end of the county. I grew up on the other end of the county, and it's the same way up there. All the businesses are closed down, and what was happening and busy bee area has now become pretty quiet.
It's just a bump in the road up there now.
Yeah. But you know, it kind of got me thinking though.
There's a lot of people moving up there to retire though.
Oh yeah.
The retirement community is a lot bigger than the town is.
It's kind of funny how many people are leaving big cities like Knoxville and Nashville and Memphis and are coming to little communities like ours and retiring. Just like you was talking about. Where I grew up on the other end of the county has really became a major retirement community up there. People's moved in here from all over to retire because it's peaceful and it's quiet and got the river right there.
Won't be long to be peaceful and quiet here all the time.
Yeah. You know,
it was that way when we moved here, but
yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen it when there was nothing here, and we've seen it grow, and now we're seeing it go away. Yeah.
But you know, it also got me thinking about something me and Samantha were talking about the other day. How it seems like me and you have taken a step back in time. Mm-hmm. You know, kids today think, and there's adults who think, oh, who needs to garden? Who needs a farmer? You just go to the store and buy stuff, and it's like, well, how do you think that stuff gets to the stores? A farmer has to grow it. Someone has to grow it. It has to be done. Unless it's chemically made, and if it's chemically made, you're in bad shape to begin with.
I've seen some of that stuff lately they've made.
Woo!
That's pretty rough.
But now we've been, you know, learning more about canning, experimenting with dehydrating. You've been dehydrating okra.
I gotta make a video on that one, don't I?
Yeah, because you went from just being cut up okra to whole okra. He's been experimenting with that. I was telling a lady at work today about that dehydrating. She said she ain't never heard that before. I said Brett didn't need it till he saw it somewhere and he just thought he'd try it.
Well, I've seen it. I just never did try it.
Well, but I mean, we're trying to can and put things away like our grandparents did. Grow with the garden to provide all of our canned stuff instead of running to the store to buy it. It's probably been what, a year, 2 years since we bought green beans at the store?
Been a long time.
Yeah, been since I guess I stayed with Delilah. I guess it's been about 3 years now.
The ones we bought when we took them to her house because it was just easier for her. Got beans and cans.
Well, it's just easier to pop the lid on the can and
I said it's
hurry.
easier for her.
But yeah, it is. And we're growing them fruit trees and.
We don't buy canned corn or canned beans here. We can beans and we freeze corn, but we don't buy it in the store.
We still buy potatoes though, because no matter how many different ways we grow them and can them,
You know always use more.
we always I like fresh potatoes. I like having cutting up some French fries. We tried the freezing the French fries, but
It works.
it works. But I just as soon cut up a fresh one instead of trying to take up the space in the freezer.
Now we did experiment this year. We're growing 3 or 4 rounds of potatoes at different times a year. We've got one that's still in the garden. I'm hoping that now that the weather's cooled up, I was going to say a while ago that the weather's dropped, we're out on the porch finally.
Oh yeah.
It's actually down in around 70 right now, which is really cool for here in August.
Oh yeah.
It was, a week and a half ago, it was 98, 99. Heat index was triple digits. Humidity's horrible. This week it's around 90, 91, 92.
I was gonna say we've
Down
been having
upper 60s at night. I mean, it's like October now.
Yeah, it's fall weather. Somebody just didn't tell the calendar it was fall.
I was watching Arkansas woodcutter. He's traveling now. He's got a traveling job. And he made mention of a old saying. Somebody told him that you count 60 days past the first Fog you get. It was foggy yesterday morning, bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't count that as our first fog. That'd been the 17th. That'd be 17th of October. Be about right here. If you make it to the middle of October without a frost, it's been an amazing year. We usually get a light frost in the first week, and then it continues. But October, you never know when it's going to frost and when it's not. It could drop severely overnight, and the weather don't even catch it. Weather channels.
Oh.
We got about 59 days left according to that.
Yeah.
After everything freezes and starts dying.
You know, I probably won't be so sad when the grass quits growing. I was looking at it today. It needs to be mowed again. I hadn't even got around to weed eating from the last time. Yeah, I know. I was looking at the backdrop here. We got us
We
nice
waited too late
size
for everybody to see it, but that's our cucumbers we planted. They're all the way to the top of the porch. They
Excellent.
turned and went sideways and started across the front of the porch. I'm going to run them across the whole front.
We got a cucumber on there that long right now.
I already picked one
Where?
in the house.
Really? I've
There's-
seen this one down here.
There's one there and there's one on the corner. There's three or
There's
four.
a bar.
3 or 4 good ones on there already.
Uh-huh.
It's loaded with blooms. It's good and dark green. Apparently it likes the shade. If it's growing out the front so you can get some light, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's growing to the sun.
I keep having to rework them, but they keep trying to push up against the ceiling of the porch, and you don't realize it's not getting to the outside world that way. But I feed it back through the wire and line it back up. We're gonna go another step or two across the wire.
Maybe we ought to fold it and make it come back down the wire. Reckon?
It refuses to go down. It don't
Oh.
like going sideways.
Oh,
You can see that it's turned up and starting to push up against the porch again.
yeah. But it's got some cucumbers on it, so the other ones had finally died out, and we removed them from the garden.
I tried planting peas, but and it come a really hard rain after I planted them, so I don't know if they're going to come up or not.
You know, we got a pretty good rain here today. Of course, the ground soaked it right up, but
I think so by the time I got home, I couldn't tell it ever dropped.
it about 12, 1 o'clock, something like that, it come real good because there was water puddles everywhere.
It was
But
gone
now-
when I got home.
By 3 o'clock, you couldn't tell it
Dry.
rained. It was Sahara Desert dry.
Mhm.
It just soaked it right up like a sponge. You know, I guess in a way, it'll be sad when the garden kind of fizzles out some. But in a way, I'm going to kind of enjoy having a break. And yes, we're taking a break. I'm telling you.
We've had one last week or so when you went to work. Got your extra job. Let me change what I started to say there. You got your extra job.
Yeah, but I can't handle that extra job. It's too much on me. I can handle the garden because I can quit when I'm tired. When you work for somebody, you can't quit when you're tired and come back to it later. That's hurt.
We're still getting tomatoes. I'm starting to line the bottom of the refrigerator right now for this weekend.
Yeah, but with school cranking up this week, everything's going to get pushed to the weekends. And of course, we get, you know, I don't
What
know
are we
that.
going to make with all these tomatoes?
Probably more salsa because we've ate all last year's and we're into this year's.
Mm-hmm.
And since I found the coolest thing I'm really enjoying, and it might not, y'all might not think it's too awesome, but we had some tuna fish in the house, and I was trying to, didn't want to make the regular tuna fish and put it on bread because we don't eat bread. We don't even keep it in the house. And I was trying to come up with something to put on tuna fish. So one day I thought, I'm going to try some salsa on tuna fish, see what it tastes like.
I've been eating it for years, but she refused. But
Well,
anyway,
I like it.
she decided now she likes it.
So that's what I'm going to start taking this year for lunch. And since we're already into this year's salsa,
It's the homemade salsa, that's what it is.
yeah, that's what it is. It's the homemade sauce that's making it good. Well, I mean, the tomato juice is so the tuna, I drain it, and then that's all dry, and it just absorbs the tomato juice that's in the salsa, and it's just really good. And that's what I like. I'm going to be taking a lot this year, and so you're going to have to get me some more salsa probably. Because, I mean, every time we open a pint jar, it don't last a day. We'll open a pint jar, and the pint jar will be gone in a day. I mean, it don't last but a day, maybe 2 tops. And then it's, go get another one. Because, I mean, we go through it pretty quick. And we have that chips and chili and stuff. What did you call that thing?
You talking about the nacho supreme?
Yeah, that thing. We started eating that.
Whatchamacallit next to that doodad?
Couldn't think of it, alright? But we started eating that, and it eats up pretty good on the salsa too. So I think you might need to make us some more salsa. Oh yeah.
We got lots of tomato products, so yeah, we need to make. We're gonna make something out of it. We ain't going to waste. Salsa and sauce and all that, you know, it takes a while to cook down. So we'll be all right though. We got beans. We're gonna have to start canning.
Yeah.
We grow our beans in the fall. Most people around here grows them in the spring, and gardens are pretty well done by August. We're the crazy folks that plants beans in the fall instead of the spring, and we run them all the way to frost.
Yeah.
Most of the time the gamble works out pretty well and we get a load of beans. This year I'm still wondering. We've still got peas to go and dragon tongue beans and all kinds of stuff we're canning, so we're supposed to can. We haven't seen the dragon tongue bean yet. Your my speckled butter peas, they're starting to put the little pods on, so it won't be long. They'll load up and we'll get a round or 2 out of them maybe.
Before long we'll have a spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti squash is blooming, growing.
Can't wait to have one of them. I want to see if it tastes as good as I remember it.
I've got something maybe some of our followers can help me with. I planted a cushaw melon. I think that's how you say it. I planted 2 seeds and I got one to come up. So we're going to have Kershaw or cushaw melons.
I don't know what they're called.
No, I ain't looked it up. I just had the seeds and I planted it. I thought it'd make a good fall plant. We planted a bunch of stuff and a lot of it didn't come up. Seeds are old. We're about to get rid of all these old seeds we got from the auction. I'm going back and buying better seeds. And I had to try them all. It's things that we don't normally get. I don't usually pay that kind of price for seeds.
And it's about time to stock up on some seeds for next year. Get them ordered and
We got a few ordered the other day.
catalog.
We got a bunch of seeds that we don't have collected yet, and stuff we want to grow and actually collect seeds off of. So, and got a couple of hybrids too. A hybrid squash. I just like summer squash. I usually plant a hybrid on them.
And some monster watermelons.
I'm not exactly excited over the Carolina Cross watermelons. They're big, they're nice watermelons, huge. But I don't think they're as sweet as the seeds I've been saving over the years. We're finna find out because I got one of mine the other day. It's a good sized melon too. We're finna cut it and find out what it's like. I'm thinking the ones I saved the seed out of is sweeter. It's not as big as a Carolina Cross, but
Now what happens if you take them and you plant them side by side? Do they cross-pollinate?
well, they're both. Carolina Cross is heirloom, so yeah, possibly one way or the other. You just don't know which way it's going to go. Just by planting 2 and walking away and leaving them.
I didn't
We don't know
know.
what we're going to get really, but if we replant them. But
I didn't know. I thought, well, it'd be something to try next year.
you're going to find out because I planted all the watermelons together.
Oh, that's true. We did, didn't we?
But the seeds of that Carolina Cross we got was white. The seeds we're going to get out of this one I carry on every year will be black.
I hadn't even paid attention to that. Now you got something. What was it? You said it was the best one you had all year.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. Well, it was pretty good today.
I have no clue what kind of cantaloupe it is, but it was, and it wasn't very big, but it was the best one we'd grown. It had the best flavor, the best texture, and it was on that plant we planted in the back of the garden, extra plants we had. Probably the worst place we could have planted it.
You told me it didn't look like much, but it sure tasted good.
The vines has already died. Something done got in every one of them but one. There's the last one left. I brought it in the house and cut it today. I can see why something stole the rest of them.
Yeah. It may not have been such a bad place to put it after all, huh?
They didn't hold. They didn't hold up to it for some reason. They dried out too quick over there. Can't get enough water in that corner. It does when it rains, that's where all the water runs, but it turns and goes away from it and then it dries out. It don't stand there. Where the other cantaloupe is, I water it pretty often, because that's where I go through where I walk through most of the time. If I pull the hose through, it gets wet. So.
How much longer before we get muscadines?
They're turning.
They're turning?
Turns by the end of this month, probably.
I thought it was around September when we picked them last
It's the end
year.
of August, 1st September, and ours comes in. A lot of people have done got muscadine. I've been watching different channels, people picking them. Ours is a little slower for some reason.
There's a lot of them on it. Oh,
Unless
mowing
they
around
fell off, there's a world of them on there.
mowing around the grapevine the other day. We have some pods of grapes down there, turning out pretty good. They're about marble size right now.
You got a few. The frost killed our grapes this year. It frosted in, was it May the 15th or May the 20th?
I don't know, but it was like mid-May.
It was mid-May and we got a frost and it got every one of our grapes just about. They came back and growed a few on the bottom, but it was really weird to have a frost that late.
Yeah, and we had a grapevine that had put on grapes that hadn't done it in 2 years.
I had a grapevine that's never put on, no, there's 3 of them that never put on grapes. It got every one of them.
Yep.
I've been waiting for years for these grapevines mature enough they put on fruit. Been a battle to get them big enough. Everything wants to chew on them in the fall. I don't know what bites them in two or what chews the top side of them, but we finally got, it was a white grape and 2 pink grapes. We finally got them big enough to fruit this year.
Frost got them.
Yep.
The riverbank grapes, so I think they still put something on it.
They put on grapes, we won't ever get them.
No, the birds always get them too.
Oh, I think the frost gets them. I think they come on too early. We're still gardening. We're still getting okra and green beans and tomatoes and jalapenos and bell peppers and sweet pepper.
Jalapeno. You got what, half of a 5-gallon bucket the other day of the jalapenos?
There's about 2 gallons worth. Cayennes. All the dogs are gonna bark around. They all got to talk to each other. We're fixing to have peas, we're fixing to have new tomatoes. We're fixing to have Buell corn before too long. By the end of this month, I'd say. Good sized ears out there.
Lots going on around here.
Bugs might be faster than we do.
Maybe.
Bugs is horrible.
We got a lot going on. I guess it's about time we get back to it, huh?
Yeah. Time we get off
not
here.
for night. Tonight, I guess we just need to take some rest and get back to it tomorrow.
I gotta start in the morning.
Yeah, bright and early. But that's what we've been getting on and doing around here at 1011.
Having fun, staying busy.
Listening to the dogs bark.
That's better than cars going by.
Oh yeah. Have a blessed evening.